Okay, so we are back, and today we are breaking down the Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul fight. Now, I know this fight has a lot of different opinions and who's going to win and why it's even happening and it's rigged and whatever. I'm just here to give my prediction for the fight and what I think is going to happen. That's all. Now, I know I've been slacking on these videos. I'm going to try to do my best. I know it doesn't do one every week. I'm going to try to do better. It's just been complicated, and frankly, I just need to be uploading more, so I'm going to try to do better. I'm even if there's not a fight that I can do a breakdown on every week, I'm just gonna try to figure out like what's going on in the fight world and do a video on that. Like last week, I meant to do on the UFC of everything that was happening. Ian Gary got announced. Derek Lewis didn't have his fight. All that stuff. Speaking of the UFC, this weekend is insanely good for combat sports. We got Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, which is what I'm doing the breakdown on right now. But the next day we have John Jones and Stipe, Charles Oliveira, and Michael Chandler. It's a pretty good card for 309, so I'm really excited about that. But that's not what we're here for today. I'm going to be making a video on that, obviously. But I'm here for the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight. So I'm filming this directly after the open workout. Like literally it just ended 10 minutes ago. My initial reactions were I was pretty surprised. Like I've seen Mike Tyson on on YouTube and the Netflix series and stuff like that. And he looks really fast. The mitts don't hit back, but he looks insanely fast. No 58-year-old should look like that. Like he looks like he hasn't aged at all. He looks great, like his physique and everything like that. Like he does not look 58 at all. He's Mike Tyson. Like Mike Tyson's not a normal 58-year-old. But seeing the analyst kind of not change my mind, but kind of made me think a little bit differently. Saying that he's hitting harder. Now that's not to say that I didn't think Mike was gonna win at all. No, of course. I think Mike's whole style is his biggest key, and that's his biggest strong point, and that's Jake's worst component, or that's Jake's, I think, thing that he has the hardest time with is pressure. Jake doesn't necessarily, he hasn't fought a whole bunch of people that pressure him like Mike. Mike Tyson has his own, he's his own style. He dodges, weaves, comes in hooks, uppercuts, and he takes you out. Now, if you see those videos of him where he's up on the ropes recently, and he hits those uppercuts and those hooks, those are insanely deadly. I mean, like, those are crazy. He looks like regular old Mike Tyson in there. Now, if he does that in the fight, we'll see what happens. But if he can get Jake up on the back rope and against the ropes and Jake's pinned there, I mean, something's bound to happen to Jake. You can't stand there and take those shots from Mike Tyson. He's going to work the body. If you're blocking the head, one hand's going to drop and he's going to go up top the hook. I mean, it's inevitable to happen. It's Mike Tyson. The last thing to go is power. So obviously he still has the power. He still has insane speed. He still hits so fast. He still hits so hard. If Mike gets Jake up on the ropes with his back to the ropes and hits one of those clean, Jake's definitely going to go down, maybe out. But Jake does have a good chin. Like, we do know that. But Mike Tyson's power is insane, and if he hits one of those clean on his chin, I don't care who you are, you're going to at least fall. So that's my thing. If Mike keeps up his pressure and his pace, now remember, this is 2-minute rounds, 8 2-minute rounds, so this favors Mike Tyson. Jake fights usually 8 threes or 10 threes. So this favors Mike because his pace is more aggressive. Jake's used to kind of going. Jake has a lot of knockouts and he has a lot of power, but Jake also has gone the distance. He went 10 rounds with Nate Diaz and still put him down, and he looked good after. Jake can go the distance. So Jake's gonna have to switch his style up a little bit against Mike Tyson because he's got 2-minute rounds and he's got to get a lot done. He doesn't have the extra minute to win the round, So we'll see what happens. I know Jake's been sparring with, huge guys. I think he even said 300-pounders. I don't know if that's true or not, but I know he's been sparring with heavyweights. He's dropped them. I know Mike's dropped his sparring partners. I just think Jake, to avoid Mike on the ropes and avoid Mike mainly, I think is jab and footwork. If Mike's coming at you against the ropes, you gotta pivot. You gotta pivot and get out of there. You cannot let him get you on the ropes. And if you're pivoting, do not get caught off the hook. Because I think if Mike pushes him up against the rope, Jake is gonna have to duck. He's gonna have to slip and roll out of there. But Mike knows that he's gonna want to do that. Mike's gonna try to come around with the hook and catch him. So he's got to beware, slip, keep a hand up in case he does that. Another thing I want to talk about is Mike's chin. Now, I don't know what happened and how much he's been sparring. I haven't seen if he's been dropped. They're obviously not going to show that if Mike Tyson's been dropped, but I do know that when you're out of the fight game for a long time, and Mike's been out of the fight game, he fought once in 2020 against Roy Jones, but before that I think it was 2005. When you're out of the fight game for a long time, you get what's called chinny, and your chin goes. Once your chin's gone, it's gone. You just can't take a punch anymore. Mike's 58, so I don't know what's going to happen. Like I said, he's not a normal 58-year-old, though. Mike Tyson could have an iron chin still for some reason. So, I don't know. I think he might be a little chinny just because of his age. Yeah, I don't know. I think Mike's going to have a little bit of a problem taking punches from Jake. Now, if it was prime Mike Tyson, we wouldn't be having this conversation. So, yeah, I said jab and footwork. As I saw in Jake's sparring footage, the one he dropped, one of the guys was his, one of the clips I saw he dropped his sparring partner with was his right hand. Jake's known for his right hand. That's where all of his power is. That's where he got all of his knockouts from. He does that nice 1-2. But the thing is, he leans in so much. Now, I know, I don't know how much of that is avoidable. We're going to find out. I'm sure he's been working on it. I know for a fact in the Netflix docuseries I saw he was trying to work on his jab and leaning back with his weight. We're gonna see what happens with that, but I do know his right hand has a lot of power. So if he can land one of those 1-2s on Mike with that right hand behind it, I could see Mike getting dropped. Yeah, we'll see. Jake's not, from what I've seen, Jake doesn't hit, or he's not as fast as Mike, but we'll see with the power. Power's the last thing to go, so I think Mike's still going to hit harder, but I think the accuracy and then just the footwork, just the movement. We're going to see if Mike can keep up with Jake's pace. Like I said, it's 2-minute rounds, so Mike has a little bit of advantage there, and it's 14-ounce gloves, so it's going to be way harder to knock down. Not way harder, but it's going to be harder because most fights are 12 ounce, 14 ounces or bigger, so it's harder. But it's going to be all footwork and jab with Jake. He cannot let Mike get close. Stay with the jab, keep him at bay. Movement, footwork to get out of the way, and catch him with the right hand. Now if Jake does that 1-2, Mike can counter with the uppercut, and Jake's slapped, he goes in with his head, hits him with an uppercut, he's gone. Yeah, Jake's biggest thing I think is his jab and his footwork, just to keep away from Mike's pressure, because Jake's biggest struggle I think against fighter is pressure fighters. I mean, I was in person actually for the Mike Perry fight, and the one round, I think it was the third round or something like that, I remember Mike Perry won. He got Jake kind of up on the ropes and he was pressuring him, and Jake took a couple clean shots. I never seen that from Jake. He didn't handle it well. And that was his most recent fight, so I'm curious to see how he deals with that, because obviously Mike Perry is not Mike Tyson. Mike's going to be way better with pressuring and stuff like that. Mike Perry's a BKFC fighter, MMA fighter, so. Alright, so final prediction. What do I think is going to happen? Me personally, I was a little surprised, like I said, for Mike Tyson. I know Jake's the favorite. I'm going to go with the favorite here. I think Jake Paul's going to win. I think he's probably going to knock Mike Tyson down once, twice. I hope he doesn't knock him out. That'd really suck. I don't think he will knock him out. I think that's why they did 14-ounce gloves. They don't want to see Mike Tyson get actually knocked out. So I think Jake's going to beat Mike Tyson, either decision or maybe even a stoppage like Mike Perry. I could see it very well going the same way as the Mike Perry fight. Knock him down once or twice and have to stop it. I don't know. Yes, it's Mike Tyson. He hits hard. I've seen the videos. He's 58. I mean, it's just the way it is. He's got more experience, but I just think Mike's going to move a little bit slower in there with his feet. I think his feet are going to be stuck in the mud a little bit. Jake's going to be getting out of the way of his punches. He's going to be fast, and I think Jake's going to catch him, at least win off points. That's what I think. Let me know your thoughts. Really excited for this fight. This whole card is stacked. Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor 2 is happening. I'm so excited for that fight. Whindersson Nunes and Goyat, or Niraj Goyat, I think is how I say it. I don't know. I don't know how you say his name, but this card is stacked. They did a good job with it. It's on Netflix for the first time. No pay-per-view. It's a crazy event. But yeah, should have made more bigger deal about Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano too. That's like the main event. Everybody says that's the main event. That's bigger than it really is. Like for current boxing, it is. I think it's gonna be a huge event. It's in Cowboys Stadium in AT&T, so it's gonna be a great event. I'm super excited. That's my prediction. I'll see you guys after I do a breakdown, and I got a UFC video coming too.